Hello everybody and welcome back. This is the ninth part of this sales education series. We finished the last part that talked about ICP and TAM, SAM and SOM with description of type of customers regarding their attitude towards adoption of new products. This part will be focused on business planning elements that are important to know because they can help you better understand your customer and can improve your selling performance by using more structured planning of sales activities. Today, we will touch the value proposition and the business model canvas as two elements you should think about and use in your sales approach. That is, if you want to be better prepared for some serious business conversations with your customers. We will also touch on how we should address benefit argumentation by presenting business value for the customer, and we will have a brief overview on potential frameworks that can be used to analyze your customer business environment. First, let's clarify what value is. In business, we talk about value creation and value capturing. As a salesperson, don't forget about the second part, since if you can show your customer only value creation, you will get their attention. But if you can show them also the way how they can capture it, by actions that will lead to improvement in one of the four areas we will mention a little bit later, you will get their confirmation. There are free support tools you can use to develop better understanding of your own offer or customer environment. They are Business Model Canvas, the Value Proposition Canvas, and the Environment Map. The Business Model Canvas helps you create value for your business and also can help you understand your customer value creation process better. The Value Proposition Canvas helps you create value for your customer. And the Environment Map helps you understand the context in which you create and your customer business environment better. Value Proposition Canvas can be used to either develop new products or create better sales approach. For creating better sales approach, you can use Value Proposition Canvas in the planning phase of a sales process. It will help you to figure out a way to identify the metrics that customers use to judge the value of your solution early on in the sales process. The Value Proposition Canvas has two sides. With the customer profile, you clarify your customer understanding. With the value map, you describe how you intend to create value for that customer. You achieve fit between the two when one meets the other. Customer profile side can be used for customer analysis. You have three elements: customer gains, customer pains, and jobs to be done. Customer gains are outcomes and benefits customer must have, expect, desire, or dream to achieve. Customer pains are bad outcomes, risks, and obstacles that customer wants to avoid, notably because they prevent them from getting a job done. And jobs to be done are what customers need, want, and desire to get done in their work and in their lives. With your solution, you must address elements of customer profile by providing clear benefits that will correspond to perceived customer gains, adequate features that will correspond to customer pains, and description of excellent customer experience that will correspond to customer jobs. When you develop new products, you will go through three stages of adoption, as they are described by Alexander Osterwalder, Yves Pigneux, Gregory Bernarda, and Alan Smith in their book Value Proposition Design: How to Create Products and Services Customers Want. They talk about process of fitting between the company product and customer needs. The first fit occurs when you identify relevant customer jobs, pains, and gains. The second one occurs when customers positively react to your value proposition. And the third occurs when you find a business model that is scalable and profitable. They call those three fits on paper fit, in the market fit, and in the bank fit. On paper fit, or we can also call it problem solution fit, happens when you think you have found a solution for important customer problem. In the market fit, or we can call it product market fit, happens when you get some feedback from the customer that you are actually creating some value for them. And in the bank fit, or we can call it business model fit, happens when you are able to monetize your problem-solving ability. Now let's move to business model analysis and how it can be used in sales process. It can be done in two directions again, like with value proposition. You either use it to better understand customer business, or you use it to create better business practices for your company. A business model defines the way a firm creates, delivers, and captures value. A business model is designed to capture a perceived market opportunity in a way that creates value for all stakeholders. One analysis of business model is used by Oliver Gassman and Caroline Frankenberger in their book The Business Model Navigator. They are describing business model on the basis of the four core dimensions that are who, what, how, and why. Who dimension talks about customers. What dimension talks about value proposition. How dimension talks about value chain, and why dimension talks about profit mechanism. Similarly, Raphael Amit and Christoph Zott in their business model innovation strategy are talking about four dimensions of business model in connection with what, how, who, and why. In their description, what is about content, how is about structure, who is about governance, and why is about value logic. Business Model Canvas is probably the most known template for writing down quick business plan. It can be used for analysis of business model of your or your customer company, or sometimes even for preparing go-to-market strategy for certain products. Canvas has in general two sides, the cost side and the revenue side. In between you have a value proposition that connects them. Revenue side is about customer segment, channels, and customer relationship. Customer segments are the groups of people and organizations a company or organization aims to reach and create value for with a dedicated value proposition. Channels describe how a value proposition is communicated and delivered to a customer segment through communication, distribution, and sales channel. Customer relationships outline what type of relationship is established and maintained with each customer segment, and they explain how customers are acquired and retained. With all this, you get revenue streams that result from a value proposition successfully offered to a customer segment. It is how an organization captures value with a price that customers are willing to pay. Cost side is about key resources, key activities, and key partnerships. Key resources are the most important assets required to offer and deliver the previously described elements. Key activities are the most important activities an organization needs to perform well. And key partnerships shows the network of suppliers and partners that bring in external resources and activities. Cost structure describes all costs incurred to operate a business model. And then there is a value proposition. Value propositions are based on a bundle of products and services that create value for a customer segment. In every sales situation, you should be able to answer a question, why would customer buy from you? In order to do that, you need to prepare your offer using the value proposition and the business model canvas. But that will not be enough if you will not show clear advantages for your customer. When you identify areas of improvement, make sure you work together with your customer in their prioritization. Why? Because everybody today has a lot of things on its plate. And if you don't do the prioritization together with your customer, your project can finish in some drawer and sales process will stop. Prioritization matrix is a chart with business value as one dimension and level of effort as the second one. If you want a quick win, go for high value and low effort. As a salesperson, make sure that you learn how to talk about business outcomes your customer will get if they commit to you. According to Thomas Lach and J.B. Wood, the outcome chain is broken into three sections: the outcomes, the sync, and the execution. Make sure you are able to show to your customer how your solutions translate to all of them. The outcomes can be split into the targeted outcomes. This is what the customer can attain, and the financial results which describes what the financial impact will be. The think is about operating KPIs, and the execution is about the customer process, capabilities, products, services, outcomes, and players. As mentioned before, in reality there are only 4 areas of business improvement that can be triggers for investment. They are revenue growth, cost reduction, risk mitigation, or some business transformational activity. What about productivity improvement, somebody may ask? Well, if it doesn't translate to one of the mentioned 4, it is just a lip gloss and will be treated as such. On the slide, there is a nice business value map used by Microsoft for their Catalyst methodology that can serve as template for presenting solution value to your customer. Mitigation of risk is sometimes the biggest catalyst for action, especially in higher management, since one of their main tasks is risk reduction in business. There are 5 main types of risk in business: demand-side risk, supply-side risk, competition, capital market risk, and environmental risk. The last one includes regulatory, which can be an important trigger for action, so it is also crucial that you as a seller understand the industry enough to know when such opportunities will be presented to you and how you should address them. TCO calculation was used in solution selling a lot. This is changing now, since new business model, everything as a service, is not focused so much on initial buying, but more on extended usage, and because of that, initial investment is not the main issue anymore. But if you are still using it, make sure you understand all elements of total cost calculation. In the slide you can see one model from Frank Cespedes and Benson Shapiro and Elliot Ross that includes areas like acquisition cost, possession cost, and usage cost. Now let's touch a subject of using frameworks to analyze yours or especially customer business in order to use those insights for better selling approach. The view I am presenting here is based on a book, Crack It, by Bernard Garrett, Corey Phelps, and Oliver Sibony. Frameworks are like theories. They are a way of seeing and understanding our world. They tell us what to pay attention to in a particular situation, and they provide us with a story to explain and understand it. Our choice of frameworks can blind us to important aspects of a problem, leading us to develop ineffective and costly solutions. This cognitive bias goes by at least 2 names: the law of the instrument or Maslow's hammer. Which basically means if you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail. 2 important frameworks you should use in analyzing your customer business are industry framework and functional frameworks. Every industry has its shortcuts to analyze the critical problems it routinely faces, and these frameworks are often embedded in the tools, methods, and decision rules it uses. To choose the right framework, you must know something about the industry. Functional frameworks are the core building blocks of business reasoning. We have 3 types of functional frameworks. Actually, we have 3 styles of functional frameworks. They are formula frameworks, which connect a result and its component, typology frameworks, which list different categories of things, and checklist frameworks that are similar to typologies, but are lists in which all elements must be presented simultaneously for conditions to be true. The most important functional frameworks are marketing, strategy, organization and change, operations, and finance. This would be all for today. In the next part, we will stay with business analyzing, and we will shortly talk about other frameworks and methodologies you can use for better understanding of your customer business. Until next time, have fun and stay healthy.